Hey there everyone, this is Mystic Fish. Welcome to episode 73 of our Factorio Space Age playthrough where we are working on upgradable bases. Last episode, we started working on our ship that can take us to Aquilo, although it looks like I did not, in fact, cover all of the bases here. But that's easy enough. Let's see. So, last episode we got our defense system worked out, including sort of, I don't know, distribution of work between laser turrets, gun turrets, and rocket turrets. And we also got our main power plant set up. So, what we're going to work on today is the area down here where we need to make ammo and fuel, basically, is what we need to do. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some more space platform here. And let's see, let's copy this. We're definitely going to need to keep that going down. We're definitely going to need to cut this going down. Okay, now we want to be able to route let's see. We need to be able to this. Just send the rocket belt in through the middle. Did that all work? That all seemed to work. Where is our... We need this thing. So that we can feed in the rockets. Okay, good. Alright, next. We need to start building stuff. And so let's see, the first thing that we need to do is we are going to need to melt ice. And so, 1, 2, I think we want to come down sort of this far. We want to get ourselves some beacons, also down too. And how far over do we want to go? I think, if my understanding is correct, or my plan or memory is correct, we're going to get a row of beacons over here, all the way out to here. And we are going to just coat this stuff like so. Now, we need a few things. So, we're going to need a crusher. And we want this to cover 1, 2. So this is going to crush ice. And because it's on the boundary between these two beacons, it should be able to see all 4 of them. And so that means it gets the benefit of all of the... What? Oh, this is not the right one. It's this one. And now I can put the productivity modules in. Okay, good stuff. Now we can figure out where the that's fine. These are beacon unaligned. This will be melting ice with productivity. And I think we only need 2 of them. Okay, now, let's see. From here, we actually want to come over here, and now we need to get, so let's see, these guys, and I guess we need to continue our side defenses down here. There is absolutely no need for this like extra little platform stuff here. It's that much weight reduction we get. Just think of how much faster we'll get to go as a result. Okay, so these are putting onto the inside of the belt, which means they're on the inside of the belt over here as well, which means they're on the bottom of the belt. And so if we have any spare stuff that comes out, this puts it on the bottom of the belt as well. So we want to make sure we are only putting chunks out here. Even though this recipe can only produce the oxide ones, we're going to reuse this quite a bit anyway. And then you're going to get oxide chunks in. And then we have to figure out, I think we need to get ice out onto both sides. So if I do this, that puts it on the right side of the belt in the direction of travel. It gets past the wall of the underground and then ends up on the bottom of the belt. And then we can do this. That ends up on the top of the belt. So between the two of them, that should do it. And then let's see. We are going to need to connect to the water outputs here, and we need water to continue this way. But we also need it to go back this way, because we want to connect it up here. Now, however, I think at least initially, when we're out in space, we won't be able to load water barrels. And so we will have to use the ice melting in order to work the steam turbines. So we will need water to flow this direction. But we only want that to, and I think it's okay for it to flow this direction. If we have access to the water barrels, it's fine. We can send the water wherever we like. And so I think what we want is we want to say the water can always go this way, but it may not always be able to go that way. And so what we want to do is we want to know, do I have any water barrels in inventory? And so we can carry that signal down here. And then you will only be enabled if we don't have any water barrels, because that means that we need to melt ice from asteroids for water. So we can do that there, and that should address our sort of back and forth stuff. Okay, good stuff. Next thing is we need to start working on some of the chemical processing for the And we need to make space coal, basically. We need sulfur for explosives and coal for explosives, and we need sulfur and carbon to make space coal. So we will need these, except that we need the advanced carbonic, which gives us sulfur and carbon. Then we need to do coal synthesis. We are going to need to go, I guess we can start here and see if that works. And we need to bring this stuff over. We also need to do this, except you get carbonic chunks in. Okay. And then we have to do something a little funky, I think. Okay. So, we need to get sulfur on one side and carbon on the other. And so I think what we'll do is we'll put carbon on the inside belt here, because we need both of these coming out into this guy. And you need these. And so let's talk a little bit actually about modules. So, because we're just getting into them. So the beacons and the speed modules reduce the number of machines that we need, but the productivity in them, I mean, to some degree, it impacts, especially where we have like multiple chains of products that we have to put together. That does reduce sort of the raw materials we need along the way, and may also reduce the number of machines we need. But more importantly, it means that that we have an easier time keeping up with sort of asteroid collection. And so in particular, the thing that I want to really think about is when we're parked in orbit around Aquilo, I want to make sure that we make a good use, well, that we're not wasting ammo. So we should generally only be, for example, firing rockets at things that are probably going to get close enough for us to collect the debris from as asteroid chunks. But we want to then make the best use of that stuff. Okay, then we need sulfur out onto the other side of this guy. Okay, good. And that should work fine. Now, we need to let you grab both sulfur and carbon. And I'm actually going to stick the coal out here. What we really want is we want a belt that has coal on one side and sulfur on the other, because that's exactly what we need for explosives. So the sulfur's on the top here. We can just grab the sulfur if we do this, because remember there's a sort of a wall on the side of the underground belt, and so that will screen off the carbon and let the sulfur come through. That can pop out here. And then if we do that, that puts sulfur on this left side of the belt and the coal goes on the outside. So that puts things where we want them, which is good. And then I suspect we are also going to want to bring our asteroids down here as well. Okay, for the next sort of row of stuff. All right, now let's get more of this down here. Okay, so here is the thing. If we look at this recipe, it produces 2 sulfur and 5 carbon, which, as it turns out, if we don't have any productivity bonuses, is exactly produces. That's the exact ratio we need for explosives, because this recipe takes all of the carbon and 1 of the sulfur and gives us 1 coal, and that leaves us with 1 coal and 1 sulfur, which is actually exactly the recipe for explosives. However, because we got productivity, we're going to end up with extra coal, which means that eventually this is going to back up. Now, we're letting sulfur come through, which we'll need to make more explosives with the extra coal. That means we're going to get surplus carbon. And so I think what I want to do is we need to detect if we have excess carbon coming in, and I think the easiest way to do that, and by the way, we're going to then get rid of it. So here we're going to look at these belts, these 2 belts here. So we're going to read belt contents, but not all belts, just these 2. And so if we're backing up carbon, we should expect that that the bottom of these 2 belts are both full of carbon. And so the bottom lane can hold 4 carbon. 1 belt segment holds 4, so 2 of them should hold 8. So you should be enabled if carbon is greater than or equal to 8. If that's the case, we have excess carbon building up, and then we have to find a way to dispose of it, which, as it turns out, throwing it over the side is a perfectly fine option, like that. So any excess carbon gets chucked overboard. Okay, good. Okay, we're moving along. Next row is, and I think we don't need this stuff yet, but we do need, let's just make this a little bigger. Let's get some space platform in here. Okay, now on this side, we're gonna do some foundry work. We're working up the stuff for making missiles, basically. So we want to take care of the explosive stuff first. Because the coal and sulfur is on a belt off to the side, we don't have to do it right here. So I think I want to produce the iron that we need, the iron plates we need for the rockets. So to do that, we need a crusher. And let's see, where can you be? You have to be lined up across the middle of these 2. 1, 2. Okay, so here we need calcite. So we're going to do the advanced crushing here. Okay, then from here we need a foundry. And the foundry needs to be over 1 so we can insert stuff, which fortunately aligns it right with the middle of this beacon, which is what we want to get 5 beacons on here. And I guess we can line you up here. Is that as far? I guess I don't need that much room here, I don't think. Okay, so I want iron ore melting, and we're gonna get productivity modules in. I guess me my 5 beacons. I then need to get iron ore, which we'll just do the basic one of these. We'll get these in like that. Hey, cool. We're getting, we have productivity modules coming in. That's good. How are we doing here? Not enough to fill a rocket. Why are these not getting built? Oh, I guess it's an excellent question. I guess they're not on board yet? Oh, right. We're still making them. Okay, so actually, how did we end up making prod modules but not... Let's just take a look here. Is this working? These are working. Do we have them in here? Yeah. So what gives? Why? What's going on here? Oh, I never imported the triangles. Right. So that we can fix. So here's Volcanus to Gleba. So let's go get ourselves some triangles. 500 of them. I think we have to... Let's see if this goes. Or if we launch more calcite down. Yeah, okay. I need to go. All right, I need to just have it go. Okay, good. All right, so that will take care. All right, good. I was like, why do we have... What are we missing? Well, that's what we were missing. Okay, good. Then we need... also aligned here, this is going to make iron plates. Also with productivity. And if we do this, that gives our molten lava over. I don't know how much this is producing yet, but I think it's a lot. I think this generates a lot, especially with the speed modules. So let's just put all of the iron ore in this way. We don't need much calcite. So let's put calcite in here. I know we still have to deal with the ice coming out of here. Good. All right, so now we need our asteroids. So asteroids are on the bottom here, which means if they come this way, they'll be on the top, which means that this belt needs to come up this way. Okay, so then I want to get this in like this, except your oxide. And we're going to get this in here. And so that should be metallic. Okay. Good. That's all you need. And so then we do need to get iron plates out of here. And I think the easiest way to do this is like this. Okay, that gives us iron plates. Great. Next. Okay, so we've got... Well, really, actually, we could do iron plates in this way, because we're going to make explosives over here. If we get explosives this way, then just for measurement purposes, 1, 2, and we're going to need another row of beacons. 1, 2. Okay. Good. And I think you can plug the asteroid, their asteroid belt. Ha ha! That's funny. Okay, so this is going to be rockets. Rockets. Where are you? Here you are. We're gonna speed you all the way up. And we need 3 of you. Then next to you, we need to make explosives. And we also need 3 of these. And everybody beacon unaligned, and everybody gets 4 beacons, which is what we want. So you are making explosives. You are going to get productivity. Okay. Good stuff. Now, let's see. Here's our sulfur and coal. So that's what we need here, but we need to get water down here. So let's just bring some water down this way. I guess we could go here. Okay, that gets water over. We will also need water further down. So that is good to know. Let's see. Then these can be explosives coming out here. All right, so that can start there. We need the inputs for the explosives here. These are coal and sulfur. Sulfur. Okay, good. Then I suppose all of this stuff could like move up a little, couldn't it? It sure could. How much do I care? I guess I care. I guess I care a little bit. All right, grab this stuff and move it up 1. Like this. Okay, good. Okay, then you go here. Okay, good. All right, that feels better. Why no assembly machine? 3s. Oh, not enough to fill a rock. Oh, maybe I'm not making these yet. That would explain it. Okay, well, we can make some. Assembly machine 3s. Good. You start working on that stuff. Okay, good. We're making the speed module 3s. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, back over here. So that means we can get the explosives. I guess it doesn't really matter where we put those. And we can get those in like this. And then we need iron plates in here, and I have a suspicion we need to do these. And then we can get rockets out. Where's a rocket guy? Right here. Okay, then we need to figure out how to get... Let's see, the rockets can go here if they're on the top of the belt, but they're on the wrong side of the belt right now. So we could do this. We can get the rockets onto the correct side of the belt by doing that. Except that's the wrong way. That way. Right, good. That puts them on the top. And then that, I think, actually puts them onto the outside of the rocket belt, because they'll be able to get past the walls on the bottom here, and so they'll be able to get past the top and get on the outside of this. Ooh, this is not right. Well, this isn't right. What's going on there? Okay, that's better. And that's where we're putting them, right? We're putting them on the outside of the belt. Okay, good. So that, okay. That's good. That, I think those are missiles. Which is good stuff. Now, let's see. Let's take another look. We're getting close to the bottom end of the range of these guys. So I think we want to put some more rockets in here. 1, 2. Let's just extend some more space. This needs to be this. Okay, good. Those are overlapping. Great. But we do need to get... the rockets from the belt that we just loaded up. Let's see, what I want is this stuff here. Aha. Okay, and then you'll come back out and rejoin the rocket belt. Okay, good. That seems wonderful. Okay, now down here, we just need to make iron plates to turn into yellow ammo. And so, look at that. That fits right there. Although, I think we'll have to figure out how to route the molten metal in this way somewhere. But that gives us our 5 beacons. And then... Okay, good. I got my assembly machines. Great, great, great. And then I need one, like, over here somewhere. And it has to be this close to the beacons. And so you'll make yellow ammo. And if my work with the calculator is correct, we can actually get away with just a single speed 3 module, like that. Okay, so now let's see if we can... How do we want to get down here? It looks like down this way is, and around this way is probably the easiest way. So let's just force... Can I do it there? I cannot do it there. This is not how I'm doing this. do it through here? No, I don't think so. What if I did this? Okay, this is gonna work. Okay, good. That gets the molten metal over this way, but we gotta get it down. For which, if we move that there, then this way. Okay. Good. Oh, wait. I just realized I forgot something. Yes, we have ice here we have to get rid of. Where are we going to do that? I would like to do it right here. These are all backwards. Okay. This will work. I might as well do this. Okay, so then you are going to actually just chuck your ice. Because we just want the calcite. Fortunately, going to Aquilo, there's tons of oxide asteroids out by Aquilo, so we're really not going to be lacking here. I need to shrink the size of that. Okay, and that will toss the ice overboard. Good. Good. That gets us in here. Then I think we need more of this type of deal. And then, I don't know, do this. And then you're making yellow ammo. And then you just go onto the outside of this belt. That's actually all you do. Okay. That's cool beans. Wow, great. How are we doing? We're doing actually very well. That's all the ammo production. And so what we need to do next is we need to make fuel. And if my math is correct, we only need we need 4 beacons. Because I think we can squeeze everything we need in. If we do that. So, if we do, we need a crusher. How close can these get is the question. I mean, oh, I guess I can slide these up, can't I? Okay, that means that I can get this guy here. 1, 2. You're gonna make. We're gonna get calcite out of you. We are going to make then fuel on one side. And 3 beacons is enough. So you need to make. I don't know if this is the right. Oh no, when I did this before, actually it's reversed from the way I usually did it. So we want this over here. means that we want metallic crushing here. That's not right. This thing. That one. And then we want this thing here. And then we want just a regular carbonic guy here. Okay. Good. So then this is going to be iron ore. This is going to be calcite. We have a calcite one up here. That's calcite. That's calcite. Don't we have a carbon one? Yep. Nope, not that one. This one. The other one had some restrictions on it. Okay. And then, well, we definitely want to bend this around. I don't think we need it south of here. So we can definitely get rid of that. Because we're making all the fuel here. Okay, so then we need asteroidy stuff, like this. Except you need the metallic one. We need this, except you need the oxide one. And you need this, except you need the carbonic one. Okay, good. Now we have waste. Let's see, we've got to get water in here first. Which, oh yeah, I planned for that. Okay. That's good stuff. Now, oh, I need to do that. Okay, it gets water in, great. I need to dispose of the ice here, which, actually I want to grab, I don't, let's see, let me copy this one, because it doesn't have any, like, disposal stuff over the side. I don't know if we go one more further or not yet. Okay, now, we do need some of these belts down here, I think, because we need to put thrusters in here somehow. And I want to put fuel tanks in here somehow. But I think we need to see how the thrusters are going to work. So we want thrusters across the whole width of the ship. So I think we start with something like this. The only question I have is if we put this here and we left room 1, 2, 3, those are all the belts. I think we need one more so that if we put turrets here, they can grab stuff off the outside belt. But I don't know, that looks like kind of close. This kind of looks close to me. Like, the range of the rockets is too close to the back here. I'm worried we don't have enough room unless we do this. Okay, so if we do that, then we want 1, 2, 3. That gets all the belts across. Nope. Because we need 1, 2, 3 plus room for the inserters for the turrets. Okay. Good. That's where this is going to go. Alright, we need to start working on this stuff. Okay, and now we can go, I think, a little wider. If we do that, and we do that. Okay, and that's about the width. All right, let's see where these belts are gonna go. Nope. Yep. Okay. All right, good. These inner belts are both have rockets on them, which means we can get rockets in like this and like that. Okay. It means we can also get some laser action in here like this. And we can also get some turret action in here like this. Okay, so does that overlap? That doesn't quite overlap with this. So I think we need to get a little bit of defense down here. Which I suppose I could do like this. Sure. Okay, that almost overlaps. But there's pretty good distance here. I think this will be okay. Although, actually, if I switched these, so if I put this one here, okay, that does overlap. And maybe even a little better there. That overlaps with both of these. Okay, good. And then I can get this guy and put him there. And then I don't need this stuff or that stuff. Okay, good. So that means I want this stuff over here. Okay, good. Now, what I want to do is we can line up storage tanks right in here. And that means we can put that in there like that. We can also line the storage tanks up like this, which means we can do that. And then I can get pumps, because we want to do the pump thing. Like this. Great. Good. That's what we want. Now, I believe these produce... Oh, we don't have all the speed modules in yet. Okay. Maybe I can see this one. No, he's also missing one of some of his modules. Well, that's fine. I calculated these do about 600 per second. This can pump 1200, so we basically need this to operate half the time for sort of continuous operation. So we need to get our little clock dealy. Okay, you're gonna do this. You're gonna get a T for tick. You are gonna say as long as T is less than 60, so every second we'll reset, and then we will control these pumps. And we'll say you should operate as long as T is less than 30, which should be exactly half the time. Okay. Good stuff. I think this is most that's most of what we need to produce. Okay, so now we do need to figure out how many asteroids do we want to put on here. So how wide is this? This is 30. How wide is this? This is 100 or so. Okay, so that's 130 if I put them together. If I complete the perimeter, that's 260. We can call it 250 to be close enough. But we actually have 2 loops worth, so call that 500. And then on each belt, asteroids are on half the belt, so there are 4 available slots, but I think we'll use 2 of them. So I think that's 1,000 total. Asteroids on the belt is what we want. And so in that case, I think we can just get 330 of each, and then we'll just call it a day. Okay, so we want 330 of these. So this constant combinator is going to be what we want. So we want 330. Okay, put that on the red wire. Then we need to get the green wire here, but we want to watch all belts. So total count of everything. Does that go all the way around? It does not. That only gets the inside. Why? Because I know why. Because we need to loop these. All right, there we go. That gets stuff on the inside and the outside. Good. Okay, so that's, okay, and then what we want here is, actually we have one of these over here, right? Red minus green, red minus green. And so then we stick that here, and then that should set filters to just asteroids we don't have enough of. Cool. Okay, now, so we can actually, I guess we'll start getting stuff. What else do we want to get here? Let's see. We do want to get a variety of stuff. I think we want repair packs. I think we want extra space platform in case stuff gets destroyed. I think we want extra walls. Right, I put walls in up here, right? So just in case we don't kill stuff, if walls and space platform under them die, we want to be able to rebuild that stuff. So we need to bring that stuff in. And then I guess we can also bring in ammo and rockets just to help get us seeded with sort of some initial ammo, but I don't think we're making rockets yet. So let's make rockets, and let's just get a bunch of these. We'll probably want them anyway in case we take Spidertrons out for a spin. Okay, good. That is good stuff, yes. We're beginning to collect asteroids. Good. Okay. The last thing that I want to set up is, and do I have enough room to do this here? I do. I want to do asteroid reprocessing. So these are going to look like this. But we're going to take the filters off of these. And these, actually, we're not going to do that, but we will get some efficiency modules in here. Okay, so what I want to do here is set up an SR latch, which we saw before. Where do I have room to do this? I don't quite have... I mean, fine, I'll do... That's where the latch will be. These can be set. These can be reset. How about that? Okay, so the latch itself is going to say... well, let's see. What we need to do is we need to see what's on the belt. And all of these need to see the belt, what's on the belt. Hold. Okay, good. And then if these guys are the set, those come in on the green wire, and if these are the reset, they come in on the red wire. Okay, and then the latch is basically set, but we can do it differently for each recipe. Each set being greater than each reset, and we output each one that comes out. Okay, so now when do we want to start doing the reprocessing? I'm going to say it's when we are full of something. So let's say that we have we actually have everything that we want, and we don't have enough of one of the other two. So and I think we have to do this way. Metallic, whoops, greater than or equal to 330. So we maxed out metallics, and we need one of the other two types. Okay, and then if this is the case, then we're going to say begin reprocessing metallic ones. Okay, then these other two will be similar, except this becomes carbonic, this becomes carbonic, and this becomes metallic, and this becomes carbonic reprocessing. Yeah, okay. And then this becomes oxide, this becomes oxide, this becomes oxide reprocessing, and then this needs to be no, not that one, this one needs to be reset to metallic. We'll definitely be using this out by Aquilo, I think. Good, so that's when we want to start reprocessing stuff. So when do we want to stop? So I'm going to say if we have less than half, which half of 330 is 165. Or we're not, we don't like, or the number of carbonic chunks is bigger than the number of, so if we end up with more of one of the other two, we should probably stop because we're no longer the thing we have the most of. No, right. So that's going to be like that. Right, so either we're below half, or one of the other ones is now we have more of them, and so that's potentially grounds for we maybe start reprocessing one of those. And if this is the case, then we're going to actually say reprocessing again, but that comes out on the red wire, which means it'll stop the latch. And so then this is carbonic, this is metallic, this is carbonic, this is carbonic. And if we do that, then we stop carbonic reprocessing. And this one is oxide, and then these are oxide, that one and that one are oxide, and this is metallic. And if we do that, then we should stop reprocessing the oxide ones. Okay, and then from here, so what do we have? Nothing doing. We're reset, everything is reset. So there's no, only input signals reset, so there's no output signals. And so what we will do here is we will just say set recipe. And that should do our asteroid reprocessing that we might need. Okay, how's it going? This is going to take a while to sort of fill up. So I think what I'm going to do is do a quick cutscene here. We will wait until we fill up on ammo and asteroids and just see how this all works out. But look at that, we're making ammo. So that's good. We made some explosives. Why did we make some? Products finished, 22. Ah, we did make some rockets. Oh, there they are. Okay, great. So we clearly made some of those, which means that we made all the rest of this stuff. And this is good. The ice backed up, which is what we want because we don't need that much water for making space coal and explosives, and so we're relying on water bottles here, water barrels here, to provide us the water for the power plant. So, okay, that's good. How's our heat here? Is good. This is still, is this increasing or decreasing? It's barely increasing, which is fine. Okay, good. So, okay, cutscene, and we'll be back once this is done. Okay, we are back. We now have full tanks of fuel, which is good stuff. We have full belts of rockets and yellow ammo. Actually, the yellow ammo filled up super fast. We can see we backed up here on rockets, explosives, sulfur coal, all that stuff. The eject the excess carbon worked as desired, so that is good. I did also see this. This did a pass of running on metallic asteroids. Those are the most common around Novice. And that was really the thing that once we got that and we got sort of some extra carbonics going, then we were able to finish up the rockets. And then finally, this is like the last machine to get carbonic asteroids. So it took a while to get full fuel. I did notice that I forgot a couple things. So one was I need to throw away the ice out of this calcite maker. And so I found a way to route that over here and chuck it over the side. And then I actually also forgot to put the ice into the water makers here, into the ice melters. Didn't so much matter because we're parked in orbit and we just, whatever, we have access to water in barrels. So that is all fine. Okay, so what remains to happen here? Okay, we do want some circuit condition things here. So we'll do input conditions coming in on red wires so that they don't confuse the stuff that's reading the contents. We do also need we have conditions set on this in some of our existing ship routes, which is we need to be able to see what's on these two on the belts. So the rockets and the ammo, we want to see the counts of that, so we can send those as well into here. Is that it? I think that's it. So let us. I guess we'll save just in case. Let's see. You can see all my save game mess. Always good to save. I feel like it's good to, for something like this, you don't really want to have a disaster happen and then go to all the trouble of rebuilding it. So, okay. I did find that there was a belt that was reversed, so the belt loop didn't go all the way around at first, which means that we have this backlog little train of asteroids that's working its way around. I think as we do reprocessing, that will thin itself out over time. So that should be fine. So I think let's give ourselves, let's take take a visit to Gleba, and let's see how fast we go, and let's see what's going on. The nice thing about this is a great way to like finish filling the asteroid belts with raw materials, is just by like going between planets. And we're getting to 240, which is a pretty respectable speed. What I really want to watch is, and there's lasers picking off the small asteroids, so that's good stuff. Just want to make sure we don't... We can't get through this stuff without damage, then we're going to have trouble getting through the ones with where we got to blow stuff up with rockets. But so far, so good. We actually sped up a little bit as we got closer to Gleba. Okay, good stuff. So decelerating, that's fine. Let's see how we do on fuel. All right, we stayed relatively full on fuel, but I think we're about to re-top it up again. How are we? We're doing the metallic asteroid reprocessing, so that's good. So here's where we can see, down here on the lower right, we can see our current counts. So yeah, we've got lots of asteroids now, which is good stuff. And that seemed to be successful. So I think there's no reason not to go for it here. Let's just go to Aquilo and watch what happens here. And getting up to 240 kilometers per second is pretty good. All right, there is our first rockets working. So that's good. Is this guy enabled? This guy is enabled. Okay, so our logic for... I do think all of the rocket launchers up front are going to be working, which is good. So maintaining respectable speed. So I'm pretty happy with that. We seem to be cleaning up all of the stuff we are using gun turrets and laser turrets for, so that's good. Man, it's close though, like I will say, like some of this stuff, and there is like right as we get close to Aquilo, I think there's a big batch of big asteroids, like this big sort of range of them. But so far so good. Let's see how this goes. I wonder if after all of this stuff, if we'll end up reprocessing oxide asteroids. It's looking pretty good so far, he says as he's about to jinx himself. Okay, we did run out of some bullets over here, but we made it to Aquilo. Now we have to just stop. It does kind of suggest that we maybe need... What if we did this? Well, let's go back. Or let's check our... Let's see. This guy should be disabled, right? Disabled, 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 disabled. So these are all disabled now, but these obviously are not hooked up, so they're still working. Okay. That looks good. You are maintaining... Okay. That's looking okay. We're restocking the ammo belt. Which, yeah, there were, like, we put big holes in the ammo belt here. I wonder if there's anything we could do about that. I suppose one thing we could do is we could upgrade this outer belt to a red belt. That might allow the ammo that's on the belt to get around faster. Yeah, look at that. Like we definitely kept up on the rocket side, so that's good. I wonder if we just can get. I wonder if this is. Yeah, this is turning red. It's not getting enough input. And I suspect this is this backing up? This is backing up some. Okay. I think this is good. Let's fly back to Novice. Okay, so this is, let's call it 8:58, 18, we'll call it 18:59, close enough. And we'll see, it was 45 seconds. Okay. 58 and 45 seconds. Let's see what time it is when we get back to Novice. I think this is only going to take a handful of minutes. A lot of damage. We did run out of ammo up here. Some more's coming. I guess it's okay. How's this doing keeping up? This should be running. So this is just waiting for empty gaps. Should mean we've got lots of ammo still coming around. Like just barely not keeping up with ammo on the very end of the belt here. But I think we can fix that without sort of a major redesign. Okay, we're clear of the rocket stuff, so that's good. Blitzing our way through. So maybe this is going to be at 01:45 when we get back home to Novice. Are we out of fuel? That's a good question. No, we're not at all out of fuel. Great. I guess it's just slow escaping from Guiba's gravity well. Yeah, now we're speeding up on the sort of downhill section. Okay, made it. Okay, that was pretty successful. Okay, I think we can fix this by upgrading. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think what I want is I want to put a red splitter like right here. I think. least get some more in like this. And then we can upgrade these to red belts. Which, hopefully we have that stuff back on Novice. Yeah, we do. Okay, great. No, I want the Aquilo ship. So when this stuff comes in, we should be able to see, hopefully then, this foundry doesn't stall and this ammo crafter doesn't stall. Okay, come on. Where is this stuff? Are they launching? Yeah, here they come. Okay. So we can wait for that stuff to come in. Looks like all this stuff kept up. How's the asteroid counts here? Yeah, we're almost full of asteroids, which is great. Not currently reprocessing, that's fine. Okay, now we got the red belt in. Are you able to go? You're almost able to go without stalling. Are you able to go without stalling? More importantly. And it looks like yes. Okay, so I think that should fix our throughput problem on ammo. So cool. I think that's a working Aquilo ship. So let's take a blueprint of this. This is going to be Aquilo ship, and let's do icons, something like this. We want all of that stuff. Great, create blueprint. We need a place for this. I guess here, if I do this, then I can make a, I can move some of this stuff down. We can make sort of an Aquilo line here. Cool. So that's exciting. This all seems to be working. Here's the reprocessing doing its thing. It's a little back and it's interesting. It's a little back and forth because we're sort of like right at 333 for like most of these. We're going back and forth between metallic and oxide, trying to get enough oxide ones. That's funny. Which, in theory, we will also like probably grab some oxide ones at some point. Okay, so we should be yeah, look at that. We got more than 330 of all of them, and so we've stopped reprocessing, which is great. We've also stopped grabbing stuff. Cool. I feel like that was, and I totally didn't pay attention to the time when we got there. Maybe somebody who watched the video did. Oh, look at this. We ejected some crap onto Aquilo, which is funny. Which maybe I want to fix that, because I think what I can do is I can come here and I can just say, give me some like empties here. So really what I should do is like give me all of those and like give me all of those. 200, I guess. What's the rocket capacity here? 10. Yeah, fine. So those will drop there, and then in which case then what we really want is we want to update this so it doesn't do that. That way we don't chuck things down onto planets where they can't be dealt with. Excellent. Excellent. I think that's our Aquilo ship. So next episode, I think we're going to load up and go to Aquilo. So that will be pretty fun. Might be a little bit before I can get the next video out, because I do need to do a little bit of planning. But that should be a fun problem for future Mystic Fish. But in the meantime, we definitely are maintaining nuclear power here just fine. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. I did pepper some accumulators around the ship, just sort of like wherever they would kind of fit. I guess there's room for one there too. And that's really just to sort of like smooth out any power spikes. Lasers use a lot of electricity. If like all of the foundries are running, that's sort of like a pretty big demand on electricity. So just having some buffered up is sort of helpful. Obviously, when we're in the inner part of the solar system, the solar panels will do a lot better than when we're out at Aquilo. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think this will serve. We'll come back and sort of we can adjust things if we want to. We've shown that we can fly sort of in steady state with fuel production and not take damage. At least we've gone out and back and done that. But if we start to get some damage, we can either do better damage upgrades. Obviously, at some point, we'll get quality versions of all the components here, but we also have the ability to, like, if we reduce this number here, then we put, like, that much less fuel into the thrusters, and so that will make the ship go a little slower, which might just be the difference between sort of consistently not having damage and like occasionally having damage. So but we're gonna stop there. So as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and until then, bye.